Today's section is the struggle of becoming independent by Kawan Mowan. Like, the link to the video will be the description below. Go and check them out. So let's into this section in 3, 2, 1.
So I'm currently in Bagworth at the moment, seeing some family, about 150 miles away from where I currently live.
Yeah.
I'm just checking out this local gym while I'm staying for the week, and it's time for another unfiltered car talk. And a lot of people have been asking me how I managed to be so independent and like kind of somewhat successful in my journey despite having autism and in the foster care system. So I'm just going to quickly go over how my independence grew going into adulthood. So most of my life has been pretty controlled to the point where I couldn't grow my own independence because since being in the foster care system, everything is very strict. It's kind of like a hand holding that everything's done for you and you can't go against the rules or rebel against them. Like that was instilled into my head for a long time. Like you've got to be back by this time. You can't go here without telling me. You can't do this or do that. So when I was trying to kind of build my own identity and become independent, it was quite difficult when the social services, which is kind of like the governing regulation of all kids in foster care, set these guidelines for the foster parents to follow to universally put onto their children. So growing up, it was hard for me to have any sort of father figure in my life because obviously it's just kind of my dad was there, but obviously he wasn't raising me. So all the things that a father should have taught his son didn't get passed on to me. So like even simple stuff like showering and brushing your teeth, they weren't instilled into me properly because the foster parents that I was with made it out to be a chore instead of something that everyone was supposed to do, you know. So like even up to the ages of about 13, 14, 15, my foster parents would still have to remind me to brush my teeth and shower because I kind of rebelled against it because I was like, why should I have to do this instead of just, oh, it's good for you, you should do it for yourself. It's not like a chore that they're asking you to do, you should just do it. So I was a bit unhygienic and like unindependent in what I was doing, and I guess rebelling against some rules were my only form of independence back in the day. And it's quite sad because I couldn't really flourish until later into my life. So my friendships and my romantic life kind of suffered because I wasn't half the guy that I could have been if I was able to properly grow in the foster care system. Which is kind of why I'm looking to foster myself maybe in the future, so I can properly raise a kid in foster care and kind of be like an actual father figure, so he doesn't, well, I'm saying he, I'd prefer it to be a boy because obviously it'll be easy to like teach things. I want to get him into the gym and that, and get him independent, but it would be interesting to try and foster a kid and someone like me in my situation back then, to just really bring out the potential a lot earlier than what I've done with my own life, because I only started being independent probably around 17 years old. That's when I started to buy my own clothes and listen to whatever music I wanted to, start travelling outside my hometown independently, getting the bus, staying out longer, exploring new places, and really being allowed to be left on my own for some time instead of having to be dragged around everywhere, because that's what happens when you're in foster care. You have to get drove around everywhere. You're not allowed to stay by yourself at home until you're probably around the ages of like 16, 17. So that's the thing, I was still getting my clothes bought for me and took around shopping at 16. Imagine how embarrassing that is, just having to like just stick by your foster parents' side everywhere you go, and kind of not really able to display your youth and your teenage, like a teenage self. Yeah, it's very, very embarrassing.
Yeah.
You can't really, like when I used to go out in public, I was very self-conscious because I didn't know what to wear. I was getting dictated where to go, and basically having my hand held in any public situation. I wasn't allowed to wander off or be myself, and that made me very insecure because I'd see girls my age at like 15 and 16. I'd be like being dragged around in clothes that were bought for me, and I didn't really know how I could do any better, or how I could actually like be a teenager or like the other kids, because it was kind of, I was just known as like the kid in foster care who kind of was had everything done for him. So when I turned 17 and I started to really become more independent, that was really a great turning point in my life. Probably summer 2022 was when I started to really become a lot more independent.
Well,
so this is when I originally found self-improvement, and I was thinking to myself, there's guys out there improving constantly, and who are gonna beat me in areas of life if I don't start being more independent and getting more of a personality and really being more of a man. So summer 2022, that's when I got heavy into self-improvement. I started journaling, started upping my hygiene a lot more, going to the gym, meditating, cutting down on bad habits such as eating unhealthy, and I'd like to say it's like self-improvement, but it's just really just normal things that I should have been doing in the first place, but I kind of made it my own. My whole personality was self-improvement back then, and I had to make it my whole personality because that allowed me to really hyperfixate on it and kind of traject myself and pull myself back and really like slingshot myself really far in terms of my progress, in terms of gaining weight and getting muscular, becoming more confident and independent, more disciplined. And one of the big things becoming more independent was really just getting out of my comfort zone and doing things I haven't done before that I was too scared to do, that made me realise like, oh wait, I should actually really be doing this because I enjoy it and it's really helping me out. And that's the same with a lot of things. You need to really go out of your comfort zone to build your independence, and if you don't go out of your comfort zone, you'll most likely stay where you are, and you don't, unless you're content with where you are, which for most people really isn't that likely, then you'll never really actually get anywhere with life. And another big step in getting more independent was going to university. So originally I was going to stay at my grandma's. This was summer, how I said summer 2022 earlier was when I started being more independent and doing self-improvement. I meant summer 2021. Now we're back in summer 2022, so this was the summer before starting university, and I was planning originally to catch the bus to uni because it was only about an hour in buses away, and it would have saved me money on renting student accommodation. But I saw a video made by a guy called Hamza, and he said that living on campus was the best thing he could have ever done for himself, because it really built the independent living skills.
Wow, really?
It pushed him out of his comfort zone to start mingling with kids his age and learning what was socially accepted and what was not. And that's when I really just changed my mind. I applied for student accommodation and moved in with 7 other people on a flat and did my first year at uni, and I got a lot of skills of how to really manage my time and do my chores,
really? Good.
wash up, clean my clothes, and buy my own food and get around everywhere myself without having to rely on another person.
Yeah.
So university was definitely the best thing that could have ever happened for my independence, because I also learned a lot about what it's like to constantly be surrounded by people your own age. So we're talking 18, 19 years old.
Yeah.
So I started to really act more my age and not
That's
like
good.
a little kid anymore. And it was a shock to me going into university, seeing people do drugs and sleep around and go to
really?
nightclubs, and I did a bit of that, and some of it really exposed me and changed me for a good way, into the point where I got maturity and had experiences that other kids had had. So now I felt more confident talking about certain subjects that I was not educated on before, such as going out and drinking, stuff like that. So yeah, you have to do these kind of things to learn about them, like going out, sleeping with people, all that stuff. It's really kind of fit in at first, and then you kind of realise that I shouldn't be doing this, but you kind of need to do it at first just to really experience it and figure out whether it's for you or not. I realised that going out really isn't for me, so I'll stop doing that. But university, best thing ever for my independence. Just really a trajectory shift in trying to change my life. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys want any more content regarding foster care or autism or anything like independence related, then please just let me know, because I love making these videos, and I'm going to try and do an unfiltered car talk once a week in future. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.
Wow. That was wow. Wow, yeah. That was the swagger of becoming independent by K1 More One. The link to the video will be in the description below. Go and check them out, and drop a like if you like, and comment down below if you want to see more reactions like this one, and subscribe if you're new, and click the bell to be notified when I upload in March.